The effect of terrorism on economy of a country. For this project, we have selected two databases. The primary data is the World Economy data for the year of 2011 to 2014, and the secondary data is the Global Terrorist data for the same year. This is our first visualization showing the average GDP per capita for countries across the world. This graph has been color coded with a dark green color depicting the country with the average GDP per capita being highest, and in this case it is Norway. So moving forward to our second visualization, here we're gonna compare the average GDP per capita for various countries with the world average GDP per capita. From this graph we can see the Monaco has the highest world average GDP of around 154,000. The color shading shows the current GDP in US dollars, and from this graph we can see that the US has the highest GDP in the world, but it does not have the highest GDP per capita. After this, we use base size for clustering purposes. We selected 9 parameters and tried to cluster our entire data into 4 segments, naming stable economy, average economy, below average economy, and other country. From this visualization, we can see that there is a decreasing trend in the stable economy from the year of 2011 to 2012, and on the same year there has been increasing trend on the average economy. Also for the year of 2013 to 2014, we can see that the number of countries has been decreased for average economy, and there has been increase in the number of countries for below average economy. This visualization basically shows all those countries which has a falling economy trend starting from 2011. We further go down to investigate what could be the probable reason for the fall in their economy. To get an answer for our previous question, we try to analyze the global terrorist data from the year of 2011 to 2014. This is a heat map showing the intensity of attack happening in various countries across the globe for various years. And from the graph we can see that Iraq was the most terrorist prone country for the year of 2014, 2013 and 2011, and has many as 3,925 attacks happening in Iraq for the year of 2014. We try to get deep down into our terrorist data, and we try to summarize the various terrorist groups in the world and their mode of attacks. The first is the bubble chart showing various terrorist groups, and from this chart we can see that Taliban is an organization which has done as many as 2,816 terrorist attacks. The second chart shows that attacks dynamic, and we can see that bombing and explosion is the most prominent mode of terrorist attack, which has many as 23,089 attacks being done by this dynamic. This visualization shows the number of people affected per attack. To get this visualization, we have created a new parameter known as people affected per attack. This is a ratio of sum of number of people killed and number of people wounded to the total number of attacks happening in a country per year. From this graph we can see that the attack on Belarus in 2011 is the most gruesome, and as many as 174 people are being affected per attack for this year. To answer to a previous question, we try to compare various economic parameters with the number of terrorist attacks for various countries. The first parameter which we selected here is GDP per capita. For country like Libya, we can see that from 2012 to 2014, the per capita income has been decreasing, and for the same year, we can see the number of terrorist attacks are being increasing. Not only for Libya, this story holds true for many countries like Pakistan, Philippines, Kenya, Indonesia, Colombia, and etc. Our next two parameters are FDI inflow and FDI outflow. In a first graph, the green line shows the FDI inflow, whereas the blue line shows number of attacks happening in a country. From this graph, we can see that as the FDI inflow decreases, the number of attacks are being increasing. Similarly, for the second graph, the red line shows the FDI outflows, whereas the gray line shows the number of attacks. Again, from this graph we can see that as the number of terrorist attacks are being increasing, the FDR outflows goes on to decrease. Now, summarizing everything, we came up with an inference that terrorism has some effect on the falling economy of various countries. From our past graphs and visualization, we can see that countries which are traditionally associated with terrorism or those which are prone to a lot of terrorist attacks have been the country which has been seriously affected on their GDP. Countries like Iraq, Libya and Nigeria are some of the examples. Observing the FDI inflow and outflow chart, we can clearly see a trend of decreasing inflow and increasing outflow in most of the terror hit country, which clearly and strongly supports our evidence that there is some effect of terrorism on the economy of a country. Thank you.